Has the World War II setting been beaten like an old horse? Is this just an alternative, miserable account of the same story, or is it actually worth watching? I'm here to tell you why this show is worth your time. Welcome back to my channel. I am Brenda, and this is Reading by Myshelf. So today I thought we would talk about Masters of the Air. This is a show that was produced by Steven Spielberg and Tom Hanks, and it aired on Apple Plus. And I wanted to talk about this because I feel like many people are going to perceive it as just another World War II series. Has the World War II setting been beaten like an old horse? I think that many people may think that is the case, but I'm here to tell you why this show is worth your time. So here are 5 reasons why Masters of the Air is a must-watch new series. I will also include some clips that I thought were really poignant and evocative that really display some of the really great aspects of this show and what they have accomplished in this series. So, number 5, the series is a faithful, raw, and riveting depiction of the World War II experience through the eyes of the airmen who flew bombers over Nazi Germany. The realisticness is carried through the production design and the intimately witnessed characters. So the show begins in the spring of 1943, and it introduces us to the leading men of the show, Gail Cleven and John Egan, airmen who are deployed or about to be deployed in the 100th Bombardment Group as they join the fight against Nazi Germany, which goes on to include the brave and daring Tuskegee Airmen. Each episode really gives these spectacular depictions of what went on up in the air. These were there were some really brutal and violent scenes. That really exemplified the traumatic experiences that these men went through up there. And I think that this is certainly one of the lesser talked about aspects of the World War II fighting. But you can't help but watch in horror as these true life events just unfold before your eyes. And then it continues on and it shows these men being injured, these men being taken in as prisoners of war, all these harrowing experiences that these young men had to live with and deal with. It all rounds up at the end at the unconditional surrender of Nazi Germany in 1945. So it really is just a stunning, captivating, and utterly moving show. I thought it was really great reminder of what humankind is capable of, the good and the bad, and it should never be forgotten or sugar-coated. I really urge you to take the time and go and watch this show. All the episodes have been aired, and so you can binge watch it. Although I do think that watching 1 or 2 episodes at a time just to digest each episode as it comes is maybe not a bad idea. Number 4, the cinematography. The producers used a combination of virtual production and CGI for the flight scenes to create this immersive experience. And it shows. The scenes are terrifying and beautiful all at once. The show's architects, they used LED panels to display real-time images and videos. The production team also built full planes and cockpits for the actors to enrich the realism. It also includes the tried and true teal and orange color palette. which is a go-to for these dramatic cinematography shots. But it also veers into a pastel palette for some of these breathtaking air scenes. And if you pay attention to that kind of thing, which making videos on YouTube, I have grown to look for these things because when editing videos, you're looking for tips and pointers. And so these custom LUTs that you can download, quite often, a lot of them have the teal and orange. And so they really do make this dramatic looking visual for your viewer. I was personally in awe of the magic in each episode, how they managed to convey such beauty even under such bleak circumstances. It really demands the viewer's attention and reminds us to find beauty even in the darkest times. Number 3, at the end, they really do a lovely tribute to 5 of the airmen that the show highlights. These were actual individuals who flew in this unit and risked their lives. And so I think that is an important aspect to keep in mind when you're watching this show, that these are not made up characters, most of them, that they were actually there and these were things that actually did happen. So the 5 airmen are Gale Clevin, his nickname was Buck, and he is played by Austin Butler. There is John Egan, known as Bucky, and he was played by Callum Turner. Then there was Lieutenant Harry Crosby, and he is played by Anthony Boyle. We had Robert Rosenthal, his nickname was Rosie, and he's played by Nate Mann. And then 2 of the other men highlighted are Alexander Jefferson and Richard Macon. I will include a clip just a glimpse of what they offer at the end of the show to memorialize or to show tribute to these brave soldiers. Number 2, the historical value. I believe that it is imperative that history is remembered and not romanticized. I think so often with the amount of books and shows and movies based around the World War II events, I think that oftentimes it does gain a certain amount of romanticism, and we really must remember that there was just an ungodly, just horrific events that occurred. I think that it is imperative that history is remembered and not romanticized. These accounts of these perilous acts of these Air Force men, also known as the Bloody Hundredth, they succeed in doing just that. The unit flew daytime bombing missions 25,000 feet over German targets, and the odds were certainly against them. Many of them died and did not make it back. The show also features the Tuskegee Airmen, who were a group of black pilots and airmen who formed the 332nd Fighter Group and the 477th Bombardment Group of the U.S. Air Force, which may have been overlooked in the histories taught today. And number 1, I think most importantly, is the memorial that it presents to the lives lost. Spielberg has said in an interview, "I see it as a consistent recognition of the courage and sacrifice of the greatest generation in keeping their memories alive today in a society that looks ahead more than they look back." He said, "Through these dramas, we can tell these stories and get people not only to watch our series, but to go online and start to explore and navigate the history of World War II. If you have never had the opportunity to visit firsthand one of the extermination camps in Germany and Poland and all the other places in which they sadly were, this show actually provides a very visceral encounter that inevitably evokes this raw emotion that actually standing in the midst of one of these places provokes. When I lived in Germany, I did go visit an extermination camp, and it was very disturbing and shocking, and you don't maybe necessarily expect the amount of emotion that it draws out. It's palpable, the lingering sadness and anguish that still is there. Like the one that I went to, try to find it, but you can see the ovens and where they burned bodies, and you can see the shower rooms where they pumped them full of gas. It really had a big effect on me, and it's something that I'll never forget. I know that may not be something that everybody has the opportunity to go and to experience firsthand, but I think that this show, it really pulls on that experience, and it takes you into these places and allows you a almost firsthand experience. Probably the next best thing. There's one scene in particular in which one of these main men, he sees the aftermath. He sees bodies that have been left behind and burned, and you can just feel his reaction. It was pretty hard to watch at times because, like I said, they don't shy away from the realisticness, the truth. They really present every aspect, the good, the bad, the ugly, all of it there for you to consume. And in as much as you can enjoy a show like that, then you do, because there is also that element of camaraderie between these men that they really showcase and they highlight, which I appreciated because it made it feel that much more real. I highly recommend the show. I think that it is both horrifying and gorgeous at the same time. They really outdid themselves in the production of this show. The scenes are beautiful. The actors are wonderful. Yeah, it is on Apple Plus, so go watch it. So go watch it, guys. I would love to talk about this video with you in the comments. If you have any questions, please feel free to leave them down below and I will respond. Like the video if you liked it, and subscribe if you want to see more. I post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. I will see you again soon.